Welcome to Rock Solid Productions, where in this video we are going to check out the Eon Gaming GCHD MkII HDMI adapter for the Nintendo Gamecube. Hey everyone, Gary here with Rock Solid Productions. If this is your first time to the channel, first of all, welcome. I really appreciate you stopping by. If you like what you see here, do me a favor, check out some of the other videos that we have on the channel. And if you really like what you see, do me a huge favor, hit that subscribe button. That way each and every time we do upload new videos, go live, have any new content, you're kept the most up to date. Several months ago, we had a chance to check out this guy here, the GCHD from Eon Gaming. It's a plug-and-play HDMI solution for the Nintendo Gamecube. It's actually what we're playing through right here, but recently Eon Gaming has come out with their Mark II, their second generation Gamecube HDMI adapter. Now this incorporates a number of different tweaks and just different hardware advantages over the original, and it also has a really unique collaboration between Eon Gaming and one of the best names in all of HDMI Gamecube modding whatsoever out there. Now this system here was actually provided for us from Ryan over at CastlemaniaGames.com. I'll have a link down in the more info section where you can actually order your own Eon Gaming GCHD Mark II right from them, and you actually get free shipping and handling with it. The wonderful thing about the GCHD is the fact it is a plug-and-play solution. It'll work with your standard US consoles, Japanese consoles, and even PAL GameCube consoles too. It also unlocks perhaps the best way for you to play GameCube games on your TV, in addition to Game Boy, Game Boy Advanced, and Game Boy Color games, all on your TV. So what we're going to do is we're going to throw this on the photo bench. We're going to check out what makes this different than the original. We're going to plug it into our systems and see how it plays. Let's get started. Before diving in the box, I wanted to just take a look at the box itself. You can see here it is basically the same type of packaging as the original GCHD. Some of the lettering has changed a little bit. Obviously it has the Mark II logo on there, but by and large, same type of box and everything that you have between both systems. Although on this one, it does have the Citrus logo. The one thing you do need on here is you do need to have the digital output on the back of your stock GameCube. I'm gonna set the Mark II aside for a second. This is my Spice Orange Japanese GameCube. As you can see, I have both the digital and analog ports here. Same thing on my Indigo one. You can see it has both the digital and analog ports right there. So that's exactly what you need to be able to utilize the Eon Gaming GCHD Mark II. Open up the box quick here. So you do have a small manual here. And one difference initially with the Mark II versus the original is the fact that they do come in different colors. So the original, which I have here, that's the Mark I, was only available in black, black, or black, kind of like Henry Ford in the Model T. This one is available in 3 different colors, either black, silver, or indigo. So you have your output right here. This allows you to connect, I believe these are for Wii component video cables, so you don't have to worry about buying those stupid expensive GameCube component cables. You can actually use the ones for the Wii. It still has the output out the side. You still use both ports, but now on this version, you also have, like I mentioned, you have your analog output here, along with an analog audio output as well. What's nice about this is, say that you're using, instead of a television, say you're using a computer monitor, you can go from here into like a sound bar or an amplifier for your audio. Other than that, you do have, now there's a tri-wing screw here, which this one does not have, so some minor differences there. You have your push button to get to the menu, same as on here. And above and beyond that, physically, those are the main differences. This will light up orange when it is plugged in and there is power to it. And that is one thing of note on this is, you know, early on with the original one, some people were having issues that it wasn't working. Part of the problem is it's not even really a problem, it's just something to be aware of. You have to not only insert it but you have to push it in until you hear it click, like so. There you can kind of hear it click. Now you'll have your HDMI off of here if you wanted to use that. And then you can also go to another AV output from here, again with those Wii component cables. So let's check out the manual very quickly here. GCHD only operates on GameCubes with the model number DOL-001, the first generation. Needs to have that digital output. Setup instructions: firmly plug GCHD into both digital and analog outputs. Attach desired cables, HDMI or Wii component SCART. That's the other thing, is you can actually use a Wii SCART cable from this too if you have like a FrameMeister or an OSSC. Attach power supply to GameCube, enabling progressive scan. Hold B while booting games to enable progressive scan mode. It supports a high quality analog video output in the form of YP, BPR, or RGB. To use, simply plug in a Wii component or SCART cable and you can go ahead and do that. I do not have a way to capture that very well, so I will not be demonstrating that here, but it is an option. So we are ready to connect this up. We are pretty much going to stay with our Indigo version here. Let's get some gameplay going, man. I'm excited to test this out. I figured it'd be easy enough to just actually show you guys how to access the menu on here and program your remote. What I have found is that I can go ahead and utilize the remote that I have for my OSSC. This program's just fine. So to program your remote, you just hold down the button here. After a few seconds, the remote key configuration will come up, and just press the buttons to, that matches what you're seeing on screen as far as the function. So up, down, left, right, enter, and exit will be my back key. I can turn scan lines on and off if I wanted to. On-screen display settings. Mode pop-up is off. Background transparency is 80. Background tint red. I can change that to, so we'll back that down to 0. And we will actually go with blue. I like that blue. Exit. Picture settings. Brightness, you can adjust brightness, contrast, saturation, or reset to normal. Other settings, RGB limited range is off. Enhanced DVI mode is on. Display 16:9. I'm going to turn that on. Mode switch delay is 0. Analog output is RGB. Now you can do RGSB, DY, UV. We're going to go back to RGB and exit. View all modes: 240p, 288, 480i, 576, 480p, 576. We're going to go to 480p. Scan lines, we'll turn those on for a second. I'm not a huge fan. 480i. The line doubler is on. Scan lines are off. All right, we are good there. Exit out of there. I can store settings if I wanted to. Input is 640 by 448i, 60 frames per second. Output is 720 by 480, 60 frames per second. And we're going to exit. And now we're going to play some games. So we're going to start out our test with actually the Game Boy player, and I'm actually using the Hori GameCube controller, basically designed for use with Game Boy games. And one thing you want to do is you want to run in progressive scan mode as much as possible. Hold down the B button to be able to do that when you are launching the game. Now for this game, I'm actually using Super Mario Bros. Advance, which is essentially Super Mario Bros. 2. And we're going to single player. And a lot of people consider this to be the definitive version of Super Mario Bros. 2. We're going to go to a new save, and we're going to use Toad to start with. Now, one thing you may notice is the intro is slightly different in this version than either Doki Doki Panic or Super Mario Bros. 2. Graphics look good, sprites look good. Oh, dang it. I've done that before where I drop the door in a spot where it actually can't be opened. I hate when I do that. The Hori pad for the GameCube is such a great way to play Game Boy and Game Boy Advance games on your GameCube. Now, and here's one of the examples of something different on this version versus the other versions, where you actually have to, or you have an opportunity to get a 1-up here if you don't die in the pit like that. I like the animation differences here on Toad when he does the high jump. The graphics very much in the vein of the Super NES, which is kind of to be expected with the Game Boy Advance titles. Super Mario Advance, Super Mario Bros. 2 worked just fine. Let's move on to one more Game Boy Advance game. We're actually going to play Donkey Kong Country. Now you can see, pretty immediately it's not the same graphic quality as what you would expect on the Super NES. But graphics are pretty decent. In a lot of ways, this is the best way to play some Super NES titles as well, just through the Game Boy Advanced cartridges, because just many of the options that are out there that you have for some games that were released on the Game Boy Advanced that, oh, awesome, got up there, that were basically, dumbed down versions of the Super NES cartridges. Come on, oh, can't get up there. I always loved getting the Rhino in this game. So many kind of hidden areas that you could get. We'll find the exit. And even in the Game Boy Advance version of this game, the music is outstanding. Now there's actually a way that you can go up in the trees and get additional things. Donkey Kong Country for the Game Boy Advance works great. Now we're going to actually change over to GameCube games themselves, exactly what the system is designed to be played. And before we do, one thing just as a heads up, if you do have, like I have the Spice Orange Japanese GameCube, if you do have the Game Boy Player disc for that, you can actually play US or Japanese Game Boy, Game Boy Advanced games, and Game Boy Color games on it. The system is region free. So now we are going to switch over to proper GameCube games. Now I've switched over to the Wavebird controller for Mario Kart Double Dash, and awesome Mario Kart game, first of all. It was kind of fun when I was at Portland for the Portland Retro Gaming Expo. I had an opportunity to announce the finals of their Mario Kart Double Dash tournament that they had. So we're going to play one player Grand Prix. We'll go to 100cc to start with. We're going to do Mario, and we'll do Baby Mario. Now, I've decided in this one, I am running in non-progressive scan mode, just so you can kind of see what it looks like. Ooh, tried a little bit to go a little bit too fast. The Z trigger is what actually changes you. Up to second place so far. Ooh. Well, that wasn't very nice. The double dash mechanic is something that I really wish they would bring back. So much fun. So they've got Baby Mario driving and Mario himself on the back. Oof. Got hit by King Koopa there. Ooh, and hit a banana peel. Back up to first. Oof. Alright, got around it. Good deal. We have an okay lead, not a great lead, but hopefully it will open up here a little bit. Took the win there in Mario Kart Double Dash. And even in non-progressive scan mode, this looks really good. Star Wars Rogue Leader, one of my favorite games of all time for the GameCube, and it's just amazing that it was one of the earliest games on the GameCube as well. Again, we want progressive scan. I don't know enough good things that I can say about this game. If you love Star Wars, air-to-air combat and whatnot, you definitely need to pick up a copy of this. So, and we're going to go again to the iconic Death Star battle on this. The audio sounds great on this. Video looks good as always. I mean, I'm really digging what the GCHD MkII is doing. I love that cinematic right there. It looks so good. Now, another option you may want to consider, so I'm using the HDMI out and going into my EasyCap 284 for capture. You can also take the Wii component video cables and go into like a RetroTink or into a FrameMeister or an OSSC, and then you can get line doubling out of that, at least with the FrameMeister and the OSSC. You can also get line tripling, quadrupling, and quintupling as well. So something to keep in mind with all the different options that you have out there with this, especially with the additional port now too. That allows you to utilize the Wii component cables, which are much, much cheaper. And actually, if memory serves right, you can actually get those at CastlemaniaGames.com as well. Look at the detail on the side of that X-Wing, and with those ships coming in, the TIE fighters. Alright, there's a squad of 3 right there. I have always preferred this view. One thing too with this is just varying your speed a lot of times can make it easier or harder to find the enemy TIE fighters. Oh, there they are right there. I'm going to pan up here again. You can see Yavin and just how gorgeous that looks, and even just the detail on the Death Star itself. And this is a game too that you get medals and rewards based on accuracy, so you don't want to just be shooting the blasters just for the sake of shooting your blasters on your X-Wing. That looks so good, just like the movie did. This is especially where I find it useful to have the third-party view, basically, so you can really see around the trench. Blow it up, sir. In all its 1976 greatness. Only bronze medaled that one, huh? Let's see, what could I have done better? Oh, completion time by 10 seconds. I didn't do it quite fast enough. But as you can see, my enemies destroyed, my shot accuracy, friendlies lost, target computer efficiency, everything was good there. One last one that we're going to throw in here, and it's a game that I think a lot of people pick up the GCHD for, and that's Super Smash Brothers. It's one of those that I've honestly never played before. We're going to check out. So one of the games that the GCHD has just been hugely popular for has been Smash Brothers, because of the fact it allows you to connect to quality displays, flat panels and such with zero lag and latency. And this by far, again, people love playing Smash Brothers with the GameCube controller. I've never actually played Smash Brothers for the GameCube before. So let's see. We'll play as Donkey Kong. Okay, so we're playing stage 1. I don't know what we're gonna face here. I have no idea what I'm doing here. Okay, so now I guess I've gotten through the, I don't know if you would call it the challenge part of the game, but to where I actually have to fight Toad and the couple Yoshis and whatnot here. So having played Smash Brothers Ultimate recently, I mean, I can see some similarities. Oh, I guess that's all that is. All right, let's see if we can't do a more traditional fight. There we go. We managed to play a pretty decent level of smash without any issues there. The game looks good. You know, I'm not feeling any lag or latency, but I mean, quite honestly, I'm not the, not a typical Smash Brothers player, so it's not like I would know from normal. But just for, like I say, comparing this to the Switch version, Ultimate, I'm not feeling any difference here. The original Eon Gaming GCHD helped me fall in love with my GameCube all over again. I already had my Spice Orange Japanese GameCube, but it made me enjoy the game so much that I actually bought a second US version and unmodded my GameCube so that I could play Japanese or US versions on native hardware. I didn't have to screw around with any switches. The Mark II takes that to the next level with everything that it allows you to do. I love the fact, and again, this is the original, but on the Mark II, the fact that it allows you to use the Wii component video cables, which are so much less expensive than the GameCube ones. Unfortunately, mine are packed away in my attic right now because I haven't used them in so long, but it is a way that you can go ahead and hook your GameCube up to like a FrameMeister, an OSSC, a RetroTink, and get 2 times, 3 times, 4 times, 5 times upscaling, and line double, triple, quadruple, quintuple through those different devices. It's a great way to do it. The fact that you have the audio output that you can go to a soundbar directly if you are using like a computer monitor for Smash tournaments, for tournaments for Mario Kart, and you can still get the audio output. It'll also let you go just to a regular amplifier. You can go to headphones if you wanted to too. And above and beyond that, it also maintains, I really like their dual port setup on here, just from a strain relief standpoint. The fact that this goes in, provides a positive fit into your system, and the way that the HDMI cord comes out of the side, just like on the original, you don't have as much weight on the back side, which can add strain to your connectors. By and large, yeah, it's an expensive investment. You're looking $150, the same price as the original, but you also get so many more benefits from the original too. Now, if you have this, do you necessarily need to upgrade? Not necessarily. If the analog audio output, if the headphone jack isn't important to you, I would stick with this. Quite honestly, this is a really, really good solution still. But if you are looking to be able to have that analog output on there, if you both through the component video cables for the Wii cables, or if you want the line output jack so you can go to a soundbar or an amplifier, that'd be a great solution for you. If you don't need those, however, if you already have the original one, I think you're okay with what you have. But these are just my opinions. Let me know what you think down in the comments section. If you have any comments or questions as well, please, not only in the comments section, but you can also send me an email at rocksolidmail@gmail.com. You can send me a message over on Twitter at RockSolidStudios, or we've always got the conversation going over on our Facebook page at facebook.com/RockSolidProductions. Now, as I mentioned in the intro, we did get this courtesy of CastleManiaGames.com, where you can go ahead and any order of $20 and up, you do get free shipping in the U.S., free standard shipping here in the U.S. You can also use promo code ROX10 to save 10% on most items on the website. Again, thanks to Ryan for supporting us. If you'd like to support us as well, you can do so by heading on over to our Patreon page at patreon.com/rocksolid. For as little as $1 a month, you can get early access to all of our video content, exclusive content, and a whole lot more. It's only $1 a month, $12 a year. And finally, if you wanted to support the channel by picking up some Rock Solid Productions merchandise, you can do so by heading on over to our Teespring store at teespring.com, on screen right here. We have shirts just like what I have here, featuring the NES, Super NES, and N64 logos, and a whole lot more between, again, t-shirts, sweatshirts, hoodies, you name it. There's a lot of cool stuff over there. And like I mentioned at the very beginning, if you like what you see here, if you want to stay up to date with what we have going on, do me a favor, hit that subscribe button. That way each and every time we do upload a new video, you're kept the most up to date. The Eon Gaming GCHD Mark II, it is a beautiful update to the original. Again, if you have the original, I would assess it as far as if you need those additional outputs. If you do, consider doing the upgrade. If you don't, like for me, by and large, because I'm just going into my flat panel, I don't know that I would have upgraded, quite honestly, because the original was that good. This one, just as good, but gives you more output options. I am Gary. This has been Rock Solid Productions. I thank you for watching, and I hope to see you soon.